Here are some things you need to understand when buying a home from a production builder. The first thing is you need to have a buyer's agent on your side, someone who will advocate for you throughout the whole process. Especially look for someone who has experience with new construction. This is a process that can take 6 to 10 months, and you want to make sure that person understands the process. You're going to meet with a site sales agent. You're going to meet with interior designers. You're going to meet with builders. You're going to need to hire home inspectors. So that process is different than resale. So make sure whoever you hire, they understand the building process. The site sales agent are really nice people, but they work for the builder, and understand that their job is to maximize the builder's profit. So when you're talking with that site sales agent, only give them information they need, not something that will be held against you when negotiating the contract. You also need to understand the builder's pricing model. Most builders will start out with a model, and the model will have a base price to it, and that's just the start. Next, they will add a lot premium to it. In our market, if you're on a pond, a cul-de-sac, or you back up to a protected area, that's going to be an additional price. Second part is structural items. So if it has a porch or 2 porches or a screen porch or a sunroom, those are going to add to the price of the home as well. And the last is the selections. This is going to be the part where you're involved a lot, because you have to decide, do I want carpet? Do I want laminate? Do I want hardwoods? All of those are going to be more expensive as you go up the quality. Same way with countertops, the quality of the cabinetry, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures. The builder makes a big profit off of these selection items, so you want to make sure you stay within the average of the neighborhood. So it's a good idea to have your agent ask the site agent, what do the average person spend when buying these homes? What do they put into it? Not to say you can't go over it, but you just need to know that when you're going through the process. One of the questions I'm always asked is, should I have a home inspector inspect the home during the process of building? And my answer is always yes. But try to find a home inspector who understands or has some experience in new construction. At a minimum, you need 2 inspections. One is a pre-drywall inspection, and that's a great time to see in the walls. So at that point in time, the windows are installed, the doors are installed, the mechanicals are installed, and so now it's just a chance for the inspector to see this before the installation goes in. And then of course at the end, you want to do the final inspection. One of the tips I tell people is, once they have painted the house, it's a great time to come in there and see the home at different times of the day, because you're going to see different defects in the drywall based upon when the sun comes in. So it's a great time to see the defects in the drywall. Come in the morning, come in the midday, come in the afternoon. The site sales agent is going to show you a site plan. What you need to do is understand that the builder's not going to be responsible for what happens around it. Have your agent, or you can call the planning office and zoning office to find out what the zoning is of the property around it. If you're buying a single family home and it's multifamily, that may be a problem to you. It could be all single family, but it's a great idea to check and see what the zoning is going to be around the neighborhood that you're buying in, especially if you back up to woods. Chances are that's going to be developed at some point in time, and it's a good idea to find out what the zoning is. Now, the builder sometimes will pay closing costs, and that's a great time to ask the question, what closing costs are they going to pay for? Is it loan fees? Is it interim interest? Is it prepaids? Also, there's going to be other fees we call welcome to the neighborhood fees, where there'll be capital contribution fees or transfer fee or county deed stamps. Those things need to be explained to you up front so that when you come to closing, there's no big surprise. Should I use the builder's lender and attorney? We'll start with the lender, because that's fairly easy. That's a numbers game. All you've got to do is say, okay, if I'm going to use your lender, what is the rate and what are their fees? And then what are you going to pay for? And then you go out there and you look at other lenders and see what the rates and fees are and compare and see how they compare with each other. Normally there's decent incentives to use their lender, so you really have to find a good rate and fees to offset what the builder will pay. But it's always a good idea to shop it all the time. And then you got to decide when to shop it, because if you can't lock into the rate and it's a 6-month bill period or an 8-month bill period, you're really not going to be able to shop it until closer to the time where you can lock in. So talk to the lender of the builder and talk to the lenders that you know and find out when you can lock in. The question is, should you use the builder's attorney? And my answer is no. Always have your own attorney. Most of the time, there's not going to be a problem. But if there is a problem, that attorney cannot give you advice and counsel. So you want to have your own attorney, and at the end, if during the process there's a conflict or a problem, you can talk to your attorney and get advice and counsel. The builder's attorney will not be able to do that because he's also representing the builder. So always hire your own attorney.